Hello, all you beautiful people. This is Intentional Healing, and I am Nicole Bridger. So, as I mentioned last week, I thought nice this week to talk about how to move through emotions when perhaps they're family missing during the holiday season. The void of loved ones. So before we begin, taking a deep breath and noticing where your attention is scattered out there in your life, in your world. And for this next little while, just calling that energy back into your body and allowing yourself to just be here. All those things will still be there when we're done. So there may be many different reasons that you are feeling the void of loved ones. Perhaps a recent divorce, perhaps those who have passed over, perhaps people that are unable to show up, or maybe show up not as themselves or their best selves because of substance abuse or mental health issues. Or perhaps you really notice this time of year as people's families get together how little family you do have. Whatever your specific situation is that is causing you to feel sad, lonely, regretful, resentful, angry, guilty, shameful, frustrated, judgmental. Whatever your situation, I think a very similar kind of approach can be applied. When we are feeling upset about a current situation, it's because we somehow feel that it should be different. We are not okay with the way it is, and it should be a different way. And this kind of pull between I don't like the reality, it should be different, keeps you from being able to be in the present. Now, let's touch on that, just a few things in there, because one, when you have perhaps you are grieving, whether you are grieving because of a separation, a divorce, a death, or even just being in separate cities or places in the world. It is okay to be sad. It is okay to have your time to grieve. In fact, it's completely necessary in order to get onto the other side of your emotions, where you begin to feel some freedom from those emotions. If you do not allow yourself space and time, and it's simply that easy, it's just allowing yourself to grieve. It's not supposed to look any certain way. You just allow yourself the time and space to grieve. Allow yourself to be where you're at. And if you don't, what happens is that you suppress those emotions, and then they end up coming out sideways in other spaces, and you end up being judgmental to somebody completely unrelated, or you feel angry or resentful, and you're not allowing the emotions to move through your body by suppressing them. So simply allow. It is okay for you to feel how you're feeling. And then the emotions will pass through, they will be allowed to move, and then you can find the sense of peace on the other side. Now, the only reason that we can't find that peace is, like I said, when there's a part of you that's still holding on to that this situation should look different than it does. You are not allowing the present moment to be. You are resisting what is, whether it's because of feelings of guilt or shame or anger or resentment, whatever it is that you are feeling, you are not allowing yourself to experience what is happening for you. And what that does is that just keeps you in misalignment to your true self, your divine self. Your divine self knows that whatever is happening, you can handle it. And that even more than that, whatever contrast or uncomfortable feelings you're experiencing, the purpose of it is so that you find the clarity on the other side. And if you keep resisting the current situation, all you're doing is keeping that clarity from coming your way. By simply allowing that this is what is happening, it's not good, it's not bad, it just is. You begin to allow the experience to be. You begin to soften. So why do we not allow the experience? Why do we think it should be a different way? Most likely, there is a deep fear in there. It takes a little bit of work and a little bit of time to travel that deep into your own self. And it sort of comes in layers. You might feel angry or resentful at the current situation. But underneath that, if you dig a little bit, you will see that what's causing those emotions is a fear. A fear of losing others, a fear of not being loved, a fear of not being in control. Just notice what comes up for you. Don't judge it. Just notice and ask yourself, I wonder what I'm afraid of in this situation, or I wonder what I'm trying to avoid feeling. You may want to get a pen and paper and jot down some of the things that come up for you, because you might be surprised as you begin to slow down and ask yourself, what is it that I'm really upset about? What is it that I'm actually afraid of? Afraid of being alone. And for that example, when you hold a fear of being alone, what happens is you actually end up drawing more of that to your life. So you end up creating loneliness by holding the fear of being alone. And what those uncomfortable feelings are calling you to do is to shift your perception. What is it that you want to be feeling this holiday season? And instead of feeling like that's so out of reach, maybe start to notice little places where you already do feel that. Even if you are noticing other families that are enjoying one another from your perception, instead of feeling angry or resentful or jealous, you can borrow those feelings. Say, wow, that's so wonderful that they have that. I wonder what kind of person I would need to be in order to invite that in. Allow that for me. I really desire that feeling. I see someone that has that feeling that I desire. What do I need to do to become more like that? Courage, love, the courage to be open, the courage to be vulnerable, the softness to allow others in, to release judgment that you think is protecting you. Grateful, appreciative of the things that we do have. And that's where I kind of want to finish, is when we are so busy and consumed in our minds of noticing all the things that we don't want and all the injustice and all of those things that actually we're trying to avoid, what we completely miss is allowing ourselves to feel grateful and appreciative of what we do have. The more and more you can step into that place of gratitude and appreciation, the more that you will be able to allow the things that you do desire into your life. So I encourage you to think about your situation and think about what it is you do want to feel. And start allowing yourself to feel that a little bit already, right now, without the situation changing. What we do is we lay condition. Well, the situation first needs to change, and then I can feel grateful. But it's just another trick of keeping it out of our reach. If you can first begin to feel grateful, then your situation will begin to shift. So I hope that that's helpful for any of you that are perhaps struggling a little bit this holiday season with whatever situation you're in. And please know, I have been through many lonely, difficult holiday seasons, so I totally have so much empathy and compassion for you guys. And go gently with yourself. Move gently, kindly to yourself and to others. And find just little spaces to feel happy, to feel love. Thank you so much for this time together. Have a blessed day.